cerebral palsy, I use my wheelchair for mobility. It's my hot rod. As you might imagine, wheelchairs and houses in New York City do not mix. When my home became unsafe for my wheelchair, UCP was there to help. They built me a ramp and made modifications to my home so I can get around safely. They helped open the doorways to my independence. Like most teenagers, I could not wait to try new things. It wasn't always easy. People were hesitant to get to know me because of my disability. I longed for more friends and fun in my life, so I joined UCP, Saturday Rec program, and summer daycare. During this time, a whole new world opened up for me. I felt empowered and excited. I am more confident in my abilities than ever before. I still use UCP for support. Through UCP's programs, I am learning new skills for my independence, getting the coaching and resources I need to integrate into my community. Now I am a freshman at Kingsville Community College. I am an active self-advocate. I serve on special education committees in Albany. I even help out at UCP as a volunteer. I am so proud to be with you here today sharing my story. Because of UCP, stories like mine exist.
I believe it was Encourage Kids New York, where she spoke. Wow, I think there were hundreds of people in that room, and we were on that platform. And I'm telling you, something clicked in her. I can feel that power just being released when she looked out into that audience and realized, wow, there's hundreds of people there and they're listening to me. So she knew then that she had a story. She had a voice and she had a story to tell.
Encourage Kids means to me that children get the opportunities that they never had before and families get to be in a safe space.
Played at 2 different Super Bowls. I know a lot about things like motivation, strength, resilience, and that's why I'm very, very proud tonight to introduce you to an incredible person, Ketrina Hazell.
It's truly an honor to be here today, surrounded by so many amazing kids, families, and most of all, you, supporters of Encourage Kids Foundation.
As a child growing up, Ketrina was very shy, never really talk a lot. Being a champion is fighting for what you want, not for yourself alone, but for others out there, maybe who cannot even fight for themselves or who do not have the voice to even voice their own voice out there.
She spent 60 days in
Nikki?
In the ICU in Brookdale Hospital. 60 days.
Growing up was very interesting because when I was born, doctors told my mom and dad that I was a healthy baby girl. But at 9 months old, they found out that I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. As I started school, I started to learn more about my story and how my disability impacts me. Elementary school was pretty much inclusive. It was an inclusive community. I had friends. I went on trips. Many of my friends knew how to care for me and knew what supports I needed. So I was able to attend after school. Even when my paraprofessional had to leave, they knew what to do for me. Even though I lived so close that the school bus came to get me every morning. Many of the school buses are very old, so the lifts sometimes wouldn't work and they would often break down. In the summertime, it'll be very hot because sometimes the air conditioners don't work, or even though I live so close to many of my schools, I would be on the school bus for a long time.
Working with Ketrina, I was inspired by the fact that she knew that she wanted to do stuff, but she was only comfortable with speaking to maybe say her parents, or she was very close with the paraprofessional that she had at the time. And me coming in as a therapist, I just wanted to make her feel comfortable because I noticed that she was so shy. Push her to be more vocal about the things that she likes. So I changed her mandate when I was with her and put her in a group mandate, so that way she can work with another student and work on one, her peer interaction, her being able to socialize, because she was very shy. So, other kids would talk to her in the class, but she didn't necessarily seek them out. If they spoke to her, she spoke to them. She's like, oh, that person's nice to me, but she didn't really, seek them out. Or if she was a little behind in class with copying work and she didn't understand, she didn't feel confident enough to tell the teacher that she didn't understand what it was. So by noticing that, I felt, what would I do if it was my child, or how would I want someone to treat my child if they were working with them? So extra times that I had spare time and I didn't have a student, I would go to her classroom to see what she was doing and just encourage her to speak up for herself and, to pretty much advocate for herself.
Middle school was a new chapter, and I was now put in a general education class.
My admiration of her really grew. Where some of the students would rely on their teachers or their parents to get their point across or their needs across to administrators, Ketrina did not hesitate to reach out to me via email. She reached out and I responded. I responded and included the mother in the response. And the mother told me, no, Ketrina's the one that's emailing. And the emails were so well written, so articulate in wording, the wording, that I was very impressed. And what she wanted to get out of with her email, it was very clearly stated, and I was able to understand and do my best to facilitate her needs.
She grew into this person, and it's just beautiful. It really is. Ketrina she's confident, and when she gets her mind set on what she wants, she is going to 110% go for it. Absolutely, no questions asked. Her chair is an accessory. Okay, that's all it is.
It's supposed to make transportation a little bit easier for those with physical or developmental disabilities, but lately, it's only made things even more difficult, earning it the nickname Excessive Lies by some of its users. Complaints of late pickups, rude drivers, and even broken down vehicles.
Many nightmares. They leave me at places, they get me late to school, and I never get to my location on time.
Ketrina Hazell is a student at Kingsborough Community College and counts on Access-A-Ride. But after months of what she says has been unreliable service, she feels like she's the one being taken for a ride. That's why she decided to start a petition calling for more consistency with the service. Ketrina and others want to make clear that they are grateful for Access-A-Ride. Without it, they might not be able to travel around the city like everyone else. All they want is more dependability.
So I have been involved in Miss Wheelchair America, the national organization, since 2005, where the national competition was held in Albany, New York, which is where I'm from, in 2005. So there I was a volunteer at the hospitality suite, which I just would take care of, you know, the contestants as they came in, made sure they had water when they needed it, whatever they needed. I knew that the program was very important to me, and I wanted to be there to be able to support the women and continue to do the important work that we were doing. So here we are, and I'm celebrating, you know, 8 years as coordinator of Miss Wheelchair New York. So, and you know, being able to support women like Ketrina and seeing them grow and seeing them, you know, go from these shy little things to, you know, speaking all over the world, and it does me. I say I'm like a proud mother, you know, seeing all these women that I've mentored and have come through Miss Wheelchair New York, and all of the things that they're now doing out in the world, making a difference in their communities. So it makes me very happy.
Ketrina Hazell wears her crown proudly as Miss Wheelchair New York 2018.
Because I never expected it to be this big.
Diagnosed with cerebral palsy at 9 months old, the 23-year-old has been in a wheelchair ever since. She has made it her goal to be an inspiration to others. Hazell's platform includes addressing the needs of disabled children in New York City public schools, an issue that she's dealt with herself.
When I was going to school, I wasn't included in school trips or any activities. And so I wanted to make sure all students are included in the school environment.
One of the accomplishments during her reign was meeting with a school in her community of East New York.
I was able to meet with the District 19 superintendent and ask him would he mind celebrating Disability Awareness Month in his public schools, and he agreed to do that, so it's pretty exciting.
But plans to keep fighting for disability rights.
My life would never be the same again, even though I don't have the crown. I still have a lot of work to do.